What's going on, yo? Brotha Doug here. Now, over the weekend, I saw a little movie. I think you've heard of it. It has a talking raccoon, a tree, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista. I think it's called Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's produced by Marvel. Let's just say I forgive Marvel for that bullshit they pulled 2 weeks ago at San Diego Comic Con. So, if I had to describe this movie, I would say it was Star Wars and Star Trek, ironically, meet One Piece. Man, I was just blown away. Like, man, this movie was just outstanding. I definitely one of the best movies of the year so far. It's number one. It beat Captain America too, so that should be saying something. I love space stories. You know, Star Wars is my favorite science fiction space franchise. You all know I love pirates. You know, Treasure Planet, One Piece, Gokaiger. I'm not gonna say Super Mega Force. I'm not gonna say Super Mega Force. Before I get on with this review, I want to talk about my little background about how I knew the Guardians of the Galaxy. I knew them and heard of their names since 2008 when I first started college. There was a comic shop across the street, a comic shop. Shout out to them, Aaron and Jason and all the fam. What's up, y'all? That's my comic shop family. So they would give out these little Marvel Saga books like these. You know, Saga. You can see it, yeah, Saga. So, anyways, so while I was scrolling through the pages, I was like, "Oh, what's this? That looks like a raccoon." So I'm looking at this page. Hey, wait, pause for a second. You notice how Ultron's right here, and Guardians just came out, and the next year we get Fantastic Four. That's ironic. Look how God works. But anyway, back to the story. So I was looking through this, and I was like, "Oh, look, they look raw." Well, I never heard of them. So, anyways, while I was reading that Saga thing, I went out to the library and started picking up some, comics that had something to do with Marvel's cosmic side, like War of Kings, the Realm of Kings. So the years go by, it gets to 2012. During the Comic Con of 2012, Kevin Feige announces Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be a movie. So I dived right back to the Guardians. I went out to the comic shop in Berkeley. I'm like, okay, oh, all right. So I picked up a few little back issues of the Guardians. Superb. I got focused now. And also, I started reading Brian Michael Bendis's Guardians of the Galaxy the following year, 2013. I'll say this about Brian Michael Bendis because I'm a big Brian Michael Bendis fan. He's one of my influences in terms of writing. Uh, I mean, it's not as heavy as it should be. As engaging. I like DNA's better. Andy Landing's stories better. But to each his own. So let's talk about this cast. Chris Pratt. I want to talk about the funny dudes first. Chris Pratt, Bradley Cooper's Rocket Raccoon. Those two should definitely get their own movie. Forget everybody else. Those two, man. And Groot. Groot was cool too. Zoe Saldana and Dave Bautista. Drax and Gamora. Now, before I move on with these two, I have no problem with Dave Bautista and Zoe Saldana because they're probably, I'm sure they're cool people, but for Zoe Saldana, ladies first, it just seemed like she played the same character in every movie. Drumline, Avatar, even with mocap. Star Trek, ironically. She was definitely badass in this movie, kicking ass straight up. For a woman who's, this is a spoiler filled video, for a woman who's basically like the deadliest assassin in the galaxy, how come she's the lamest one? She's getting rescued. And Dave Batista, a lot of people are back picking on him because they're like he can't act, and just another wrestler, MMA fighter, trying to do his thing. Like, I mean, Drax. I didn't think he was that bad. Now, Karen Gillan as Nebula. Now, Nebula is an anti-hero. She winds up becoming a Guardian. Speaking of anti-heroes, now in the comics, Ronan Accuser, he started off as a villain, but he transitioned to a hero. In this particular movie, I guess Marvel wanted him to be a full-fledged villain. And I was like, I don't know why, because he's a pretty dope character. If you watch the first two trailers, wouldn't you think that Benicio del Toro, the collector, would be the main villain? But he's just, I don't know. But I was doing some research, and it seems that Benicio del Toro is signed on for 5, 6 Marvel films, so I guess he'll probably be the main villain in the next movie, along with Thanos, who is pretty dope. Josh Brolin voiced him. But here's my theory about this. I think for Thor 3, whenever they announce that, uh, Thanos is going to appear in the credits or something, after credit scenes. He's going to take the Infinity Gauntlet from Odin's chamber, and he'll have more stones by then. So there's that. How come Marvel has great stories, but they lack great villains? I mean, come on, Marvel. You guys are owned by Disney, the leader of villains. Scar, Maleficent, King Candy, Jafar. The list goes on and on. I thought James Gunn did a good job with this movie. That's just me, controversy aside. I don't even care about the controversy. Like, it was just harmless fun. I read the article. If you guys don't know about that, I'm not going to get into it on this video. You guys can check the link at the bottom. James Gunn, good job, man. And to Nicole Perlman, who wrote the script. Now, let's talk about them Easter eggs real quick. One of the exhibits has a dog, Cosmo. I was like, hey, I know him. But little brother was like, what? I was getting excited again like I was watching Cat 2. Pop's like, just geeking out about it. However, back at that chamber, on the after credit scene, I had to talk about this one. Howard the Duck. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. Marvel has all the rights to their characters in the movies that flopped. Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Punisher, Howard the Duck. I'm like, oh snap. And he was voiced by Seth Green. And I was doing research on this. It turns out James Gunn is a big fan of Howard the Duck, the comics, not the movie. So I could definitely see why he put him in this movie. He's like, hey, wait, I'm working for Marvel. I have creative reign. Why not? Hey, let's talk about my favorite parts. So during the jail breakout scene, when Drax encounters Gamora, because Gamora works for an accuser who works for Thanos. He approaches her and he grabs, he's holding her by the throat, holding her for dear life. And then Chris Pratt comes and he's explaining to him, you can either kill her or when Ronan comes. And then Drax, he's so metaphoric. He everything gets past his head, literally. He said, and I quote, when Ronan the cozy gets here, I don't want to put my finger on his throat. What? He definitely missed the metaphor. My second favorite part is when, during the same scene, well, same setting, uh, when Rocket Raccoon is breaking down the plan of how to jailbreak, he tells Chris Pratt, Star Lord, to get a prosthetic leg. Later on, it turns out they didn't need the leg; he was just fucking with him. So that was funny. Alright. So let's talk about those Star Wars references. Let's see, Han Solo, aka Star Lord. You have the battleship scenes, just like the X-wing scenes, and you have Groot posing like Chewbacca. The muscle of the group. And the only reference I can think of for Star Trek, for both to compare Guardians of the Galaxy and Star Trek, is that a diverse team of aliens, um, you know, touring different planets and saving aiding people, aiding the world, aiding the galaxy. Duh, Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on, Doug. And for the One Piece reference, they are protectors, they are heroes, but they're still pirates. Just like the One Piece pirates, they help the town out whenever the town is in trouble by the villain, but then they'll take their treasure. And like you seen what happened with Star Lord and Gamora and all them. They're like, yeah, we helped y'all out, but we still got the Infinity Stones. So overall, man, 5 out of 5, most definitely. James Gunn, Marvel, Kevin Feige. I forgive all y'all for what you did at San Diego Comic Con. You know what y'all did. And other than that, I thought the movie was amazing. The cameos, the little Easter eggs, everything was just on point. Superb. I give it 5 out of 5. So what y'all think? If y'all saw Guardians of the Galaxy, is there anything I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe. What are some other Guardians of the Galaxy comics I should read? You know what to do. Do it.